bro. It's good to be on here. It's good to be on here. Love for the love in the comment section. I saw that from a lot of you guys. Big up for all the love, my guys. And yeah, it's great to be on here. First time I've been on here. Wish it could be after a win, but Chelsea is just Chelsea and all of that. But yeah, I'm all good. What are you telling me, bro? You all good?
But better than you, you know, that, bro. We already got a trophy. Do you know what I mean? Though I don't know. I guess
bro,
I don't know. You lot are doing your
customary. Better than us.
Yeah, you're doing your customary Champions League run, though.
What do you mean? What, push your way through to the cause? Because I can't lie, we're not going further than that. I'm not falling for this delusion that we could do something.
No, I hear you. Nah, Graham Potter can't win the Champions League. He can't, in it. Like categorically, he cannot. However, like Chelsea in that competition, like they just exceed expectations most of the time. I don't think I've ever gone into a season, probably apart from the 2008 season, thinking, right, Chelsea can actually win the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? And you've won it a couple of times, so like you don't always exceed expectations in that competition for me, because when you've got Bayern, Real Madrid, PSG, you shouldn't really be getting to semi-finals or even finals, bro.
I hear that. 2021, like that did catch us by surprise, but we got a little bit lucky with the draw, because you see that quarterfinal and semi-final bracket, we avoided, I think it was Man City, PSG, Dortmund with Haaland, and Bayern when they still had Lewandowski and all of that. We kind of got a bit lucky, and even then it was still a grind. Like Porto were Portuguese champions, Madrid were unbeaten until we beat them in the second leg all year. Atletico, they were La Liga champions, so it weren't easy for us, but it was easier than what it could have been. Now we've got the toughest bracket possible. We've got Real Madrid, literally the world champions, and then it's either City or Bayern Munich if we get past that. I'm not tricking myself. I tricked myself last season, and even then it was only because of Tuchel that we even had a chance and we even pulled ourselves back. Now Ancelotti's coming in, he's seen Graham Potter on the other side of the touchline. It's not the same. It's not the same.
No, it's nowhere near the same, innit? And like Graham Potter's trying to do this villain thing now in the press, innit? It's almost like he's come across too soft, and now he's trying to do the bad man thing. But I'm not like.
Yeah, he's in his Jose bag. You saw that with the tactics on Saturday. The difference is like Jose, for how defensive he is. If you're playing a lower team, he'll wait till you're at least 2 goals up or something to do it until you actually have the game held up. We went 1-0 up, and then he instantly takes off an attacker for a midfielder, brings on Gallagher, kills our attack. And then it just leads to more individual mistakes. And then as soon as we go 2-1 up, which I was surprised we even got to that point, but fair play, we got a penalty, it is what it is even more defensive subs. Just piles on even more pressure against us when we're dealing with an Everton side that are trying to chase a game. It's just poor game management, game in and game out. That's why I feel like the Real Madrid game, even if the players turn up, big up to Mighty Flawless as well every time. But if we even turn up as a team, I don't trust Potter's man management to take us through that. I know we'll make some stupid mistake and throw the game away.
What do you think is your strongest 11, bruv? Because obviously Chelsea used a lot of players, bruv. I think I read somewhere that I think Potter's used more players than any manager since he's been there, bruv. Like, man, just throwing up bare different 11s.
99 changes, I've heard.
Yeah, bro.
He's only been here 5 months.
And man's still 10th. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Man's still 10th, and he's made all them changes, bro. Do you know what I mean? Man said he made more changes than Caitlyn Jenner, bruv. And man's still there, like the man's still, bro.
Every change anywhere except in the manager's office where we really should have done it.
Yeah, real talk. But bro, like you said that you think that the owner's gonna have to hold him there, bro. Do you know what I mean? He's gonna have to kind of double down on his decision.
He's already done it. Like, we've just gone through a run of games where we've had 2 wins in 17. And he still managed to stay in a job in spite of that. That Southampton game in itself was a sackable offense. Just for the manner that we approached it, the decisions that he made, like you rest your 2 bench best players. Like Southampton is an easy game for us. Like we didn't have, I think, 2 wins in 13 before that point or something stupid. And then you go and you rest James, you rest Silva, you put not Mudryk, Mason Mount at left wing, and then you put him up front and then take our only striker off. You praise Aubameyang all week in the press conference, and then you leave him out of the squad again. And then the board will say it's a problem with Aubameyang, but then they'll bring him on against Tottenham. Like it's just confusing all rounds with him. And that's why, to me, it's like, I get that for Bowley, he kind of has to fall on his sword with this one. And I haven't got too many issues with Bowley in general. Like, I think he made a bit of a rash mistake with Thomas Tuchel, but there was barely any of the infrastructure that he's built since then. So there weren't really as many footballing minds. It was a naive decision from him, but I understand why it was made. I understand the issues behind the scenes and the fact that he's not really a footballing mind. He's going to make those mistakes. But now he's got other people to make those decisions. But he's sacked probably the best manager that we've had since Jose. Arguably, you could put Ancelotti in the discussion, but he's up there. And you've sacked him for an inexperienced manager in Potter. And we've now had this narrative that we have to trust the process. We have to give him time. He's now falling on his sword because he has to give Potter every available opportunity to make it work. Because if he doesn't do it, it's like, why did you sack Tuchel then? Why do you sack Tuchel if you're going to sack your replacement before a full year has even happened?
Yeah, but you know what it is? For me, you have to, like, if you want to be successful, sometimes you have to take your ego out of it, and just be like, you know what? I got it wrong. Let me rectify it before it's too late, bro. Like, that's what you have to do. Like, doubling down with Potter when the thing with me is, like, you can see when players are not playing for a manager, innit? Because how's he made 99 changes and it hasn't changed his fortune? That tells you that fundamentally he can't get the best out of these players. And these players are good players, bro. Like, on paper, Chelsea probably have the most depth here and one of the strongest squads in the league. But the maths are not mathing with Chelsea right now, bro. And everyone can say, oh, cool, they need a striker and all that. Bro, I've seen Man City win Premier Leagues without strikers, bro. Like, the fact that you don't have a striker is not the reason why you're 10th.
We brought in Aubameyang. Like, I was screaming for a striker all summer. Flawless will know as well. I was saying, bro, even give me CR7. I don't care. I just want somebody that finishes. Because I saw with Lukaku, our issue is that we just weren't feeding him in the right positions. I thought maybe if you get someone different, someone who's a little bit less of just a tank like he is, it would be able to work for us. But all it does is expose the fact that creativity is an even bigger issue for us. And Potter hasn't really helped that, even though he's meant to be a much more progressive manager. He went from a back three, which was what he was well known for at Brighton, and then he goes and wants to try and play a back four, even though all of our creativity before we got the likes of Enzo in was heavily reliant on the wing backs. And what I'd always say is that if we have creativity from the wing backs, why are we pushing them further back into a back four and giving them more defensive responsibilities? Because all that's going to do is kill us. And we were barely making chances in game. It took to the Tottenham loss for us to finally switch to a back five. And we're finally getting more results now. Chilwell looks like a different beast on the left. Defensively, we look a lot more solid. We've got the likes of Enzo in the middle that can help us with our creativity and our build-up play. We look a little bit better, but I still don't think we look as cohesive. Like, the Leicester game was the only game that really stood out to me, and it was like, okay, you know what? I can see us actually cooking something. And even then, it only lasted for a week before we lost to Everton. But if you look at the games that we've won, Leeds, set piece, Everton, missed kick from Sterling and a retaken shot and a retaken penalty. Leicester, to be fair goals and everything. I think we killed them in the second half. But there was also opportunities for them to capitalize on us. Like, they had a Gallagher clearance off the line. You had Dewsbury Hall missing from 2 yards out. That wasn't that convincing. And now we go to the Everton game. The only reason why we look good going forward because it was Sean Dyche away from home at a top 6 side, and he was just parking the bus. Facts. I wasn't tripped by that, but I thought we'd at least look a little bit better after the first goal. As soon as we get the first goal, he thinks, right, now let's sit back. And it's just constant bad decisions. I don't see any improvement in us as a squad. The only thing that I've seen is that we're now winning the games that we should be winning. Leeds, Leicester. Dortmund is what it is. We turned up for a UCL night. It's fine. But I'm not sold by that one performance. There weren't even a legit goal in that, if we're being real about it.